In the last game, I violated all the principles. In the critical moment, my rook was attacked, and I played the move h6, allowing him to sacrifice and bust open my kingside. We know as a basic rule that it's always dangerous to move the pawns on the side in which you're being attacked. I missed the obvious tactic of rook takes c3. I could have won a pawn, stopped all of his aggressive hopes, and made him defend for the rest of the game. Here is a similar position. My opponent, once again, is Emery Tate. This game was played 3 years earlier, in Philadelphia, 1996. I had the black pieces. My last move was knight 6 to e5. This position is simply excellent for black. My knights are ideally placed. I have all sorts of sacrificial ideas like knight a3 check, point being he can't take it because I can take his knight. I can play with b4, with a5, queenside expansion. And white's attack isn't coming so quickly. As long as I handle it correctly, I should be able to stall it out and mount my pressure on the queenside. This is a Sicilian player's dream. He played f6. This is one of those moments where the attack is based. All of the hopes of the attack are based on my reacting to his first gesture. f6 is a move which is fine. If I react to it properly, there's nothing there. Black to move. What would you do here? There are two real responses. One is to take it, and one is to simply move away. The correct move, and one which is completely consistent with all the rules of the Sicilian, is to play bishop f8, a simple move, going backwards. Now, if he takes my pawn, then I can take back, and my bishop is on a tremendous diagonal for my own attack. If he leaves his pawn on f6, then he can't really attack me. My knight on e5 is a tremendous defensive piece covering the f7 square. I can go to g6 if I ever need to. If I ever need to, I can cover with both my knights back here like this. Black's game is virtually impenetrable, and white is in big trouble. All it would take is a simple move, and I would have a big advantage. But after he played f6, I was spurred into reacting. Something about this moment made me react, and I played g takes f6. It wasn't his move that opened up his game for attacking possibilities, but my reaction to it. So whenever you feel yourself about to make a reactive decision, reacting to an emotion, reacting to a move of his, reacting as opposed to thinking for yourself, take a deep breath, come back to the moment, and see if you're making the right decision. Reflecting honestly on these two games against Emery Tate, it wasn't that I was afraid of his attack. To the contrary, I was actually tremendously confident. But somehow I was thrown off psychologically by the moment in between my having the initiative and he having the initiative. Something about the first inklings of his aggression threw me for a loop, very much like the discussion I gave under the theme of transitional moments. These two moments were ones in which I had to rebuff his attack, as opposed to give in to them. The position changed character. When he played b3 in the previous game, and when he played f6 in this game, these moments have a very similar feeling in that he is hinting at making things happen. He's hinting at changing the character of the game, and there's that inkling of a coming attack. And in that moment, I was impassioned. And one piece of advice I can give you is that when you feel yourself becoming impassioned, take a deep breath, come back to your moment. So here I played g takes f6. I'm sure you can see that after bishop f8, he has no attacking possibilities. And for the purposes of this course, all that really matters is to compare, logically, this position to this position. The queen side is where black wants to play. The king side is where white wants to play. After bishop f8, the king side is pretty much locked down. After g takes f6, it's wide open. This was an obvious error. I'll show you the next few moves to show you how white's attack developed. He played rook g1, king h8, bishop h5, pressuring f7. Already you could see the initiative passing over to white. Here I tried to cover things up with knight g6, and after g takes f6, bishop takes f6. Rook df1. White has a big attack. The g file is open, the f file is open. My king is a little loose on h8. If I give up my dark square bishop, then that diagonal will become very bad. Here white has a big attack. And once again, if you want to see the end of this game, take a look at it in the database. It's quite beautiful how Tate pulled this one off. But for the purposes of this course, keep in mind the critical positions. The last one and the one in this game. In the key moment to each game, because of his potential attacking possibilities, I did not solve the problem with a clear head. And in fact, because of my reactiveness, I provided all the ammunition that he used against me.